Hey Internet, Eric here. It's October, and if you've been watching my channel or any other appearances where I've been popping up, I said in October I'm going to discuss horror movies, but what I'm going to discuss is horror movies I've never seen, whether it's movies, people have hyped to the moon, movies people have never heard of, or just movies I've been wanting to see for a long time. I've never gotten into Hammer horror. I've only seen a couple. I've seen Curse of the Werewolf, and I've seen Phantom of the Opera. But everyone's always talking about how great Christopher Lee is, so I got this in the mail the other day. Today, to start out, horror movies I've never seen. Horror of Dracula. Now, if you're new to my channel, welcome. I discuss plot spoilers, specific scenes, what have you. I think this came out in 1958. I'll put it in the description below. Basic plot is, it's Dracula. It's the story of Dracula. And this was actually just called Dracula in the UK. They changed it when it came to the US, so it wouldn't be any confusion with the Bela Lugosi one. This is not the Bela Lugosi one, and I really, really like that. Basic plot is, like I said, it's Dracula, but with some changes. Johnathan Harker is going to Castle Dracula to, I guess you should say, organize his library. But in a little bit of a twist, Johnathan knows that Dracula is a vampire, and he's there to stop him. Fails, falls victim to one of the brides. Van Helsing comes in with the help of, Mina's brother, played by Michael Gough, which was really, really cool. And they're there to stop Dracula. So there's a little bit of differences, but it's really, really interesting and cool retelling of the Dracula story. First off, let's talk about Christopher Lee. I'm not going to show this. I hate this green shit. Let's talk about Christopher Lee here. Damn, he was good. I've only seen Christopher Lee from Lord of the Rings and, the Tim Burton shit and what's the other thing he's in? The Star Wars prequels. I thought he was great as Dracula. I like how he doesn't have a lot of lines. You know what I mean? He's not trying to be Bela Lugosi. Bela Lugosi was like this seductor, the seducer. He's always trying to seduce all the women, with the hand gestures and this and that. He's very suave and dignified. This Dracula will beat the shit out of you at a moment's notice. And he has such an intimidating presence, so I really liked him. He was really good with the actor who played Johnathan Harker. And he's really good physical-wise with Peter Cushing. Because Dracula doesn't have that many lines here, he has to rely more on body language. He's very intimidating. He's very scary. There is a scene where Johnathan is being attacked by one of the brides. And boom, Dracula just bolts out of a room, leaps over a fucking table, grabs the bride, and just chucks her on the ground. You know what I mean? He doesn't care. And let's get to Peter Cushing, because I got a point I want to make here. Again, I only really know Peter Cushing from Star Wars, A New Hope. Because like I said, I never got into Hammer horror. He's really good too. He's really dignified. You know what I mean? I like certain scenes where he's just listening to himself on the recorder and writing down notes of what will kill a vampire, stuff like that. He's got a great, we'll get to him, chemistry with Michael Gough, who is helping him hunt down and take out Dracula. And what I like about Peter Cushing is the fact that he can get real physical too. Again, I only know him as this old man in Star Wars. He is chasing after Dracula. They are fighting. There's a scene where Dracula is upstairs and Peter Cushing leaps over the guardrail of the stairs. Then I was as a wrestling fan, marking out. It was really, really cool to see stuff from these two actors that I've never seen before, because I've only known them as, air quotes, old men. And the final fight between those two is pretty physical for what it is. Really enjoyed it. Michael Gough, who I only know, again, from the Alfred, the Tim Burton and Joel Schumacher Batman movie, this feeble old man towards the end, but he's kind of got a swarmy attitude. I liked him in this. He's got great chemistry with Peter Cushing. He's kind of dry, but he's very dignified, and he wants to help him at all costs. I really like it. The other actors and actresses, I like the guy who played Johnathan Harker. I liked the fear he showed when he realizes he's locked in his bedroom, that type of stuff. I liked the determination that he's using to find out where Dracula, his resting place is, and this and that. So that was really good. The actress who played the initial bride, I really liked her. because she's trying to trick Johnathan, saying she's being held against her will, and then she tries to bite him. She's really good. And Lucy and Mina, they're really, really good too. There's a couple of characters I think are fun thrown in there for comic relief. There's like the guy who is doing the I don't know if it's called the border crossing or whatever, but you know they have the guardrail down on the way into Transylvania, and you know he's woken up in the middle of the night because Dracula's carriage destroys it. He then cuts to him repairing it with tape and shit, and then Harker and not Harker, but Van Helsing and Michael Gough, their carriage destroys it too. So it's funny. It's kind of an homage to like the Cockney guys who are running the asylum in the 31 version of Dracula, you know, dealing with Renfield. The score in this is really good. Very creepy, but very powerful. Like that when I talked to you about when Van Helsing knows what's going on and he leaps over the guardrail because he's running upstairs trying to find Dracula. Really, really cool. When he figures out that Dracula's coffin is in the basement. I like little touches here. Van Helsing's super smart. He finds the coffin, Dracula's gone, but he puts the crucifix down so Dracula cannot get into his coffin. I like little stuff like that. And the soundtrack is great. Every time Dracula shows up, you have this over-the-top, like, bong, not like, I wouldn't say like a bong or a gong noise, you know what I mean? But you have maybe a horn every time Dracula enters the room, and he's just there. And he's got a presence because lots of times it's just his shadow or his outline, and it fucking fits. The gore. I was surprised. It's not overly gory. I know Hammer, from what I've heard, since it's color, they focus more on the blood and the boobs in their movies. Beautiful women in this. We don't get as much cleavage as I was expecting from how people describe horror, Hammer horror. But the blood was great. I love how it looks like that red paint. Like I've said before when I've discussed like Herschel Gordon Lewis movies. I love the opening sequence, the title sequence when we're going across the Castle Dracula. And then we just see Dracula's, I don't know if it's his coffin or whatever, but it says Dracula on it. And then the blood starts pouring. We get some good blood with the impaling. You know, people getting, you know, impaled with the stakes and the hammer. You know, the mallet pushing it down. We get some blood on the chest. I like how when one of the brides is killed, she turns into this feeble old woman. Her body does. We don't get too much like blood on the throats. We usually get the after effects and the little trickles. But Lee, when he shows up, you know, after the fact, looks really cool, really menacing. And I like the final fight between Van Helsing and Dracula. We do finally get to see what Sex Machine was talking about in From Dusk Till Dawn. You know, do we have any crucifixes? No, just put two sticks together. Yeah, Peter Cushing does it all the time. So Peter Cushing puts like two candlesticks together, forces Dracula into the sunlight. I like the effect. It's not a melting effect, but it's like he hits the light and his body just kind of shrivels inside the clothes, and then you see like the pant leg go up. The hand, it looks like paper mache, but suddenly it just goes whoosh, and looks really good. The face, not so much because we just get the after effect, but I still really think it's really, really good. And I like at the end, I know this is the first of 5, 6 Christopher Lee Draculas. I like how Dracula seems to be dead because he's nothing but ash, and then the wind from the open window blows the ash away. So it's a great finale. If you have not seen this, and there definitely are people out there, you know, I'm one of them, if you have not seen Horror of Dracula, highly recommend it. Great performances by everyone involved. I love the twist that Johnathan's actually trying to stop Dracula himself. Michael Gough was really good in this. You know, it was nice seeing him. It was nice seeing Christopher Lee, Peter Cushing, and Michael Gough, 3 people I've seen as older men actually doing, like, I wouldn't say actually doing acting because they're great actors, but seeing them get involved in action, you know what I mean? And I'm not talking about stupid, shitty Star Wars prequels CGI. This was really, really cool to see. Love the music, love the blood, love the story, love it from beginning to end. Not so much drag that you would think from like a 1950s British, you know, horror movie, which is a lot of stuff is based about atmosphere. Highly, highly recommend Horror of Dracula. So that's it. Thank you for watching. Like and subscribe. Comment below. Tell me what you think. Do you like Horror of Dracula? Have you ever seen it? No plan on seeing it? Do you think Christopher Lee is a great Dracula, or is he fucking overrated? I I have some plans for this month. I plan on doing, like I said, horror movies I've never seen. I plan on doing Wreck. I plan on doing The Ninth Gate, The Changeling, so on and so forth. And I do plan on ending it with a Halloween movie, like as in Michael Myers, because I just found on eBay a Blu-ray of the producer's cut of Part 6. Haven't seen it since the bootleg days, so we're going to give that a shot. I'm sure it sucks, just like Part 6, the theatrical. But what the hell? I got plenty of stuff planned. Don't hold me to it. This Friday the 13th, Frenzy and I are reuniting at 8 p.m., I believe, Central Standard Time, for a Friday the 13th live stream. If you've been part of our live streams before, nothing but fun and shooting the shit, so I hope to see you there. But plenty of things planned for October. Check out Horror of Dracula. See you guys Friday the 13th for our live stream, and cheers.